On April 12, 2016, a 16-year-old girl named Mekayla Bali vanished without a trace from her hometown of Yorkton, Saskatchewan, Canada. Her disappearance has left her family and community searching for answers and holding on to hope. This is the story of Mekayla Bali. Background: Mekayla Bali, born on July 2, 1999, as Mekayla Margaret Kim Niebergall in Regina, Saskatchewan, Canada. Her name changed from Niebergall to Bali, 7 months before her disappearance, on September 11, 2015. By all accounts, she was a bright and creative teenager. She loved music, played the violin, and had a passion for animals. She was described by her family as a loving and kind-hearted girl, but like many teenagers, she had her struggles. According to Mekayla's mother, she was a typical teenager in many ways, but she was also very sensitive and caring. She had her ups and downs, like anyone, but she was a good kid with a bright future ahead of her. Mekayla lived with her mother, aunt, maternal grandmother, and 2 younger siblings in Yorkton, Saskatchewan, Canada. Mekayla's mother described her as a shy and quiet girl. She enjoyed playing the violin and participated in the drama club at her high school, where she was attending 11th grade at the time of her disappearance. Likewise, one of her high school friends described her as caring and very conscious about what her friends' needs were. Mekayla had no history of disappearing for extended periods of time, and according to her mother, she was not a risky kid. Although she was bullied at times for her acne, her mother felt that around the time of her disappearance she was hitting her stride. At the time of her disappearance, Mekayla was 157 centimeters tall and weighed 56 kilograms. Her natural hair color is red, but she is known to have changed her hair in the past and was sporting blonde hair at the time of her disappearance. Her eye color is blue and her complexion is described as light or fair. Her distinguishing features include acne, a slight birthmark the size of a dime on her chin, a few scars on her forehead between her eyes from chicken pox, a whole row of scars on her thigh from self-harm, and protruding front teeth. Mekayla sometimes wore glasses. Mekayla's disappearance. Based on witness statements and a review of hundreds of hours of surveillance camera footage, investigators were able to reconstruct Mekayla's movements for a large portion of the day on which she disappeared. As a result, an extensive timeline of her actions from that day exists. In the days leading up to her disappearance, Mekayla's high school friends told reporters that she mentioned several places she would soon visit. They also said Mekayla had claimed to have $5,000 in her bank account, although police later confirmed that was not the case. On Monday, April 11th, one day before she disappeared, she sent a text message to a friend asking for a ride to the local TD bank the next morning. She also communicated with that bank several times that day and eventually wired $25 to her account. That evening, she sent messages to several other friends stating that she was unhappy about something and needed help. At 6:41 a.m. April 12th, Mekayla sent another text message to that friend asking again for a ride to the local TD bank. The friend refused since the bank was not yet open. Her mother said, "April 12th was just a really regular morning in our house." Mekayla's grandmother drove her to school, arriving between 8:10 and 8:20. CCTV footage shows her putting a binder inside her locker at 8:21 and leaving the school through the back entrance at 8:30. She was next seen by a surveillance camera walking southeast along the railroad tracks. The clerk of Terry's Pawn and Bargain, a local pawn shop, told police that, between 8:40 and 8:50, Mekayla attempted to pawn a silver ring. As it was low value, he did not make her an offer. Shortly thereafter, between 8:50 and 8:55, she was seen at the bank withdrawing $55 from her account. After she left, surveillance footage shows her, at 9 a.m., walking east on Broadway Street. At about 9:10, cameras recorded her entering a combined Tim Hortons/Wendy's restaurant, buying a drink and sitting down at a table. She seemed to take her phone apart at one point and put it back together. Less than 15 minutes later, she left the restaurant, re-entered almost immediately, and left through another exit. Over the next 25 minutes, she was spotted by several cameras near the restaurant. Her movements during this time formed a wide circle, covering the area around the restaurant in a counterclockwise direction. At 9:49, she returned to the restaurant and sat down at another table. Over the next 20 minutes, she used her phone repeatedly, sending text messages and making what appear to be lengthy phone calls. At 10:12, she texted a friend saying, "Hey, I need help," followed by, "Never mind, I figured it out," a few minutes later. She left, and re-entered, again. At 10:43 she started a short conversation with an older woman, who told police Mekayla had asked her for help in renting a hotel room, which she declined. After the conversation, Mekayla used her telephone again and left the restaurant for the last time. After leaving Tim Hortons, cameras show her at 10:45 walking west on Broadway Street East. She took a short turn down 7th Avenue but then returned to Broadway Street East, continuing westward until she left the camera's view. She does not appear on any other surveillance footage for more than an hour after that. But shortly after that footage, an employee at the local STC bus depot recalls her asking when the next bus to Regina would leave. Upon being told that would not be until 5 p.m., she left without buying a ticket. This appears to have happened sometime between 11 o'clock and 11:45 a.m. At 11:35 she sent another text message to her friend, "I'll see you at lunch," and at 11:59 re-entered her school and met with two other students in the school cafeteria. They confirmed that she told them about plans to take a bus to Regina for vacation. Cameras show her leaving the school at 12:03 p.m. She was next seen at the Trail Stop restaurant, attached to the bus depot, where she ordered lunch. According to eyewitnesses, she left the restaurant between 1 o'clock and 1:45 p.m. After that, no one remembers seeing her, and she does not appear on any other surveillance footage. Police were able to verify that she did not get on any of the buses that day. When last seen, she was wearing glasses, a teal mint infinity scarf, jeans, a 3/4 length burgundy or purple coat, with her blonde wavy hair worn down. Subsequent events. Mekayla's phone was turned off at 6:51 the next morning. According to the police, Mekayla has not used any of her social media accounts since. One possible exception occurred 3 months later when a Snapchat message sent to her by one of her friends became marked as opened. However, it could not be determined if anyone actually viewed it. Police also confirmed that her bank account has not been used since then and she does not have a passport with her, which is necessary for international travel. Mekayla's disappearance was noticed by her family on the afternoon of April 12, 2016, when her grandmother went to pick her up from school. When she learned that Mekayla had not been at school all day, she contacted Mekayla's mother. The two women initially searched for Mekayla themselves. When they could not find any sign of her after hours of searching, they reported her missing to the police in the evening of the same day. Police search. Mekayla's case was initially handled by the Yorkton RCMP, who asked the public for help in locating her on April 14, 2016. After 3 weeks, Yorkton RCMP handed Mekayla's file over to the General Investigation Section, a dedicated unit that investigates major offenses. On July 21, 3 months after she went missing, RCMP escalated their search by issuing a child search alert for the 3 provinces of Alberta, Saskatchewan and Manitoba. On the first anniversary of Mekayla's disappearance, the investigation was handed over to the RCMP Historical Case Unit. On December 4, 2017, the child search alert was renewed and expanded across Canada. Police reviewed hundreds of hours of surveillance camera footage provided by local businesses and conducted dozens of interviews with potential witnesses to piece together Mekayla's movements on April 12, 2016. Although she used her phone extensively throughout the day, no phone calls were registered by her cell phone provider and she is believed to have used social media apps to communicate. Investigators said it was a challenge to obtain information from these companies. In August 2017, RCMP conducted a 3-day, ground grid search in a wooded area near Mekayla's high school in Yorkton. However, no new evidence regarding Mekayla's whereabouts resulted from the search. Police never confirmed a suspect in the case, but did announce a person of interest. This person was seen by witnesses leaving the Trail Stop restaurant with Mekayla. He was described as having a stocky build, muscular arms, dark hair, and a large, prominent tattoo of a fiery cross on his forearm. The man eventually reported to the police, who were able to question him. In addition, police were able to locate several online acquaintances of Mekayla and contacted the hotels in the area. However, none of these efforts led to any further leads. In 2019, police began releasing extensive surveillance camera footage in hopes that it would bring new leads from people who saw Mekayla that day. Reported sightings. Both police and her family received hundreds of tips to her possible whereabouts over the years, including possible sightings. On October 9, 2016, it was reported that Mekayla was believed to be in Vancouver. Her mother traveled to the city to set up a poster campaign in help for locating her daughter. In 2017, the police service of the Tsuut'ina Nation reported that they believed that Mekayla attended an event in January 2017 at the Grey Eagle Entertainment Center. On August 8, 2019, Mekayla's mother received a call from a man claiming to have seen Bali in Edmonton. Another possible sighting of Mekayla panhandling in Penticton was made in January 2020. However, local police were able to confirm that the person in question was not Mekayla. Private efforts. To help in the search, Mekayla's family organized fundraising events that allowed them to offer a $25,000 reward for any information leading to her safe return. On July 31, 2017, the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children joined the search effort and began disseminating information about the then 18-year-old Mekayla Bali. On December 11, 2018, an anonymous donor helped to double the reward for Mekayla's safe return, from that initial $25,000 to a total of $50,000. However, on January 8, 2020, the reward was cut in half again after the donor needed to ask for his money back. For the 5th anniversary of her disappearance, additional fundraising efforts helped to raise the reward again to $40,000. On the 6th anniversary of her disappearance, an anonymous donor added $60,000 to the reward fund, bringing the total reward to $100,000. Theories. Due to the continued interest in her disappearance, Mekayla's case has been discussed extensively online on sites, where discussion forums dedicated to her disappearance exist. Theories about her fate include her running away, committing suicide, being trafficked, and becoming the victim of an online predator, possibly using a false identity. Runaway theory. Police have consistently treated Mekayla's disappearance as a missing persons case and said that they have no evidence of foul play. Likewise, high school friends have opined that her actions that day were intentional on her part, with one of them saying, "I know it was her decision, but still I'm kind of kicking myself over it." Some of Mekayla's social media posts indicated that she was unhappy and planned to leave. However, her mother points out that these posts are very old and were no longer relevant at the time of her disappearance. Jordan Bonaparte, the host of the Nighttime podcast, said in an interview that, initially, "I thought it was a clear-cut case of a runaway teen," but then added that he changed his mind since, the longer it went, the less likely it became. Similarly, Mekayla's mother said she initially thought her daughter might have run away, but that she quickly changed her mind when she realized that her acne medication, as well as money she kept at home for emergencies, were untouched. Human trafficking theory. The National Center for Missing and Exploited Children defines trafficking in the context of missing children on its website as a form of child abuse that occurs when a child under 18 is advertised, solicited, or exploited through a commercial sex act. In 2019, a government report was released detailing the problem of human trafficking in Saskatchewan, citing oil and gas developments with a largely male, transient workforce as a major reason for its prevalence in the region. In particular, the cities of Winnipeg, Edmonton, Calgary, and Regina were named as important hubs. Yorkton, the place where Mekayla disappeared, is in the middle of these places. Consistent with this, Mekayla's mother has said several times that she fears her daughter may have become a victim of trafficking. Online predator theory. Mekayla had an extensive online presence on a number of social media apps where she chatted with other people, often using a number of different aliases. On March 1, 2016, Mekayla wrote both on her Snapchat and one of her Instagram accounts, "Looking for Snapchat friends because I have none in real life. Add me," which led some people to believe that she was subsequently contacted by a person involved in her disappearance. Investigators have consequently put substantial effort into acquiring information on her online history but said that United States privacy laws caused significant delays. Mekayla's mother said she supported these efforts by giving them all of the passwords, everything to Mekayla's accounts. One app in particular, the messaging app Kik, has been singled out by Mekayla's friends as well as investigators as being a cause for concern. Kik has been accused of providing inadequate parental control and offering anonymity to potentially malicious actors, and Mekayla's friends have confirmed that they did not know much about who she was in contact with online. Awareness and vigils. Mekayla's family has never given up hope. They continue to raise awareness, organize search efforts, and keep her story alive in the media. The disappearance of Mekayla Bali remains one of Canada's most baffling mysteries. The public's assistance is crucial in cases like this. If you have any information, no matter how small, please contact the Yorkton RCMP or Crime Stoppers. Thank you for watching.